Okay, well, we're going to start with Psalmopoeus cambridgei. There we go. This is first feeding post-molt. I kind of took my time with this one. I probably could have fed it last week. Yeah, the molt was unsexable. We're doing some serious movement. Okay, female Avicularia morph type 6 Metallica ND. So this is what we originally were calling the Avicularia Metallica prior to the reclassification. Oop. Down there we got her. Not very good here on this one. This tripod's tricky when it's not set up at a certain spot. Okay, so we'll see her, and let me show you this. Okay, so this is a second Avicularia morph type 6 Metallica ND, or what we formerly knew in the hobby as Avicularia Metallica before the revision. Kind of deja vu. So this one was somewhat of a, I guess, gift. An acquaintance of mine at work, his daughter went off to college. She had this tarantula. She went to actually California, Berkeley, I think. And she couldn't take the spider with her, and mom and dad didn't want to have anything to do with trying to feed it, so she said give it to that eerie arachnids dude. So I ended up with this one. Now it's in pre-molt. When I got it, it was actually eating, so that was 3 days ago. So I expect it to molt within the next week or two at the most, and we'll probably find out what the sex is. I haven't got a real good ventral shot, but I'm guessing male. If so, I'll have a mate for the one that we just saw in the feeding video. So cross our fingers. If it's a female, then I have two that I'll look for a male for. So I'm going to try and do a video on these two at a later date when this one molts and the colors are out, so I can explain to you what I know to be Avicularia morph type 6. The things that I was told to look for, especially the white-tipped setae hair throughout the entire body and legs of the spider. You saw that in the last one. So let's move on to. We have a ton of tarantulas to feed, so bear with me. Okay, we're going to try and tongue feed the Avicularia rufa, which was originally known as the Avicularia urinensis. See if we can get where to come out. There we go. There she is down there. I have two females. Finding a male of this species is not easy. I have seen one so far. Actually having quite a good time with the Avicularias lately. Almost wished I had more. There's the little carapace. So I have two Avicularia rufus, two Metallicas, one Avicularia. And then I have the mature male Carabina versicolor, which is going away soon, and an unconfirmed but suspected female Eber porosortoma. So I might look for some different Avicularias or Iberiporas or Carabinas later when I downsize some stuff. A lot of fun. They're easy to tong feed. It's the only problem I have with these enclosures, to be honest with you, is filming. Now, of course, it's dirty on the side there. Needs to be cleaned, but it almost looks like a bubble view, like you're looking inside of an aquarium. While I got this open, we're going to throw some water in the water dish and move on to the next spider. If we can get the Carabina versicolor male to come over and feed. Oh, he took it. Trying to move the camera and he came up and snatched it right off the tongs there. See if we can get a pic shot of him inside for you. Maybe not because the webbing's there. No, you're not going to see him. He's right underneath his web tube, which is that right there. You can see he's webbed all that area there. It's hard to get a good shot right at that crease and right where the air holes are. Okay, let's move on. That wasn't very good. Okay, so Avicularia Metallica, female, nutcase, cricket going in. We're probably going to have to follow her around, see what the cricket does. She'll sense the movement and then we'll kind of see what she does. I was watching some videos the other day and I ran across Payton's tarantulas, which I've watched some of her videos before. It's been a little while since I've seen any, but it was her. If you haven't seen her videos, go check her out. Payton's tarantulas, P-A-Y-D-E-N-S tarantulas. She's a younger girl, very bubbly, an outgoing type of person. So she does well with her videos. She's on camera, so she has a pretty decent collection started so far. But she caught a praying mantis, and she was talking about being from Pennsylvania. So she wasn't sure what kind of mantis it was, so I sent her a message and told her that it was probably a Chinese mantis, because I think that's really what we have here. In Pennsylvania are the Chinese mantises. Come on, I know you felt it. Well, now it's going to go out front. So I had asked her where she was from in Pennsylvania, because most of the people that I find that are in Pennsylvania that are tarantula keepers are from the other side of the state, down by Philly. There's a few from Pittsburgh that I know, one from Meadville, and then two here in my area, which is not in McCain. I'm just a little bit outside of Pennsylvania. But so I told her where I was from. She said, I know where that's at, and I was like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. And then she told me where she was, and I was like, well, that's like 15 minutes from my house. So I thought that was kind of cool, you know, that, and you know, having another YouTuber here in my area. There we go. Well, she's just a doll, this one. She just picked up some new stuff. She caught a few wild caught spiders. She got a new video out. I think it came out a day or two ago. And she got an H. maculata, one of her dream spiders. So she's 2/3 of the way into her, you know, top 3 dream spider list. And this one right here is the third one that she's after. I thought Cody might have some more, but he's all out of them. So I'm trying to work on trying to find her one, or have Cody find her one for a decent price, so she can finish her little crown jewel, I guess, or triple crown of spiders. But this one here is a female. She is a Spitfire. Not a fan of showing her dorsal. You're going to get mostly ventral shots of her. You might sneak a peek at her every now and then out front, but not very often. She likes to stay here in the back and on the side where we first saw her. She's not out. I have yet to get a good picture of her on her log. So, okay, well, we're going to move on. I didn't really want to get into this whole explanation of stuff. I want to try to keep the video short, but we're going to do strictly arboreals in this video. And we'll get this one uploaded tonight. And then I go to Bradford again tomorrow, and we'll start filming the terrestrials tomorrow. Well, there's a lot more of those than there are the arboreals. So, okay, let's move on. Okay, so this is one of my favorite spiders, actually, overall. It's Poecilotheria miranda. Usually pretty good about eating, unless she's in pre-molt. We're suspecting we have a she. So we're going to dump a cricket in there and see if she comes out to this side. Or, you saw her real quick there. Of course, she didn't want to eat on film, but maybe she'll at least give us some nice shots of her. She is a doll of a spider. She's been pretty easy. I can't stand the log that she's in. I'd really like to take her out of here, put her into a catch cup for a little bit, and redo her home. Set it up a little bit better than what's in there. She's got like no foliage. The move when I put her in here, it was kind of a quick. I needed to move her and didn't have a lot of time. I just threw some stuff together and stuck her in, and she's done fine. She's molted twice in here. So again, we're just feeding the arboreals except for the Salmopaeus pulchers. They were fed the other day. I try to keep up on those 3 because I have 2 females, and the one in the middle is suspected male. We haven't confirmed it yet, but he still ate the other day, so he's not close to molting. Okay, let's move on to another, probably Poecilotheria. This is one of the 2 juvenile female Salmopaeus reduncus that I have. She was just out. I spooked her. Crickets on board. And we're doing the, what I call the ring around the rosy trick here. As I turn the enclosure, spider goes the opposite way. Crickets there. And there she is. You could see the, I don't know if you could pick it up on film, but legs 1 and 2, and the 2 front pedipalps are dark. Next 2 legs, which would be legs 2 and 3, 2, legs 3, and legs 4 are brown with those yellowish bands, almost like a rusty goldish carapace. I'm sure when the cricket decides to meander its way to this side of the enclosure that we'll get a takedown, and the cricket's coming now, and boom, there we go. I'd like to put all my Salmopaeus into nice clear plastic upright enclosures. Just again, it's a subject of space, and you know, what do I keep and what don't I keep. Okay, so we'll watch this one for a second. The Salmopaeus pulchers weren't fed. They were fed a few days ago. The other Reduncus didn't feed. The H. maculatas, neither one of them ate. Poecilotheria sapusca was fed the other day, so she's not eating today. And the Poecilotheria rufilata did not want to eat. So we have the Avicularia to feed. We have the Ornithoctinae species Laos that we'll try to feed. The Iberaporosaurtoma was fed the other day also, so we'll feed the Erminia, and then the Poecilotheria tigrina waselli and the Poecilotheria smithi. So we have about 4 or 5 more to go. Okay, here, there in the corner, Avicularia Sling. I've yet to feed this one since it's moved into this enclosure. Hasn't webbed anything really. It's got the cork bark tube to hide in, and I put some ground bushing material stuff in there. Just a drabble of webbing there and a little bit here, nothing really to speak of. And since I put this one in this enclosure, it spends the majority of its time down lower than it does up higher. Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? So where's the cricket? It must be on the other side. Already buried one water dish on me, so there's the cricket right there. I've never seen an Avicularia actually bury a water dish, but this one did. As you can see right there, buried that one. So I put in a new one, and it put dirt in that one too. Sometimes trying to feed spiders on camera is a chore, because sometimes the feeders aren't cooperative. Or the spider lets the feeder crawl all over them. There we go. Why didn't you just do that in the first place? This one's been a good eater from the time I got it. Really, I got it as a tiny, tiny sling, a little over a ½ inch. Not much over a ½ inch, but yeah, it's been spending most of its time right down in here. And it's the, if you see the Iberaporosaurtoma, the Saurtoma's got a web funnel that goes up from the top all the way down, dug dirt out, and that's where it lives, right down there. So sometimes the tree spiders don't always act like tree spiders. Okay, let's try the 2 Poecilotheria and Salmopaeus irminia and the Ornithoctinae species Laos. Salmopaeus irminia. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? That cricket did a backdoor job on him, or her. The cricket is behind it in the leaves. This one's very, very good at sensing the movement of the cricket. Unfortunately, that's a very pretty spider. The orange on chevrons have come out really well this last molt, but trying to film it through the web that it's got on the side of the enclosure sometimes does not work out so well. And because they're in small paint jars, filming them through the lid sometimes is not very effective because of where they hide. So I do the best I can with what I got. The next two are the Tigrinuacelli and the Poecilotheria smithi. So we've had some, we'll watch this little guy for a little bit, see if the cricket actually makes its way back to it. Had some very interesting topics on the Facebook groups this week, from strange ideas to made up, I guess you would want to call it a disease, to a lot of DKS possible symptoms, a lot of humidity issues again, a lot of quote-unquote parasites, and misconceptions on parasites. A lot of what do you do with stuff from the outdoors. You know, do you bake? How long do you bake? Do you not bake? Do you rinse it off, throw it in? What do you do? And there's a myriad of answers to a lot of those questions, because people do things differently. And I think that's going to be the subject of my first topic of the week, which is the old question of the week, is going to be differences in keeping styles. The cricket's in there, and that guy just knows it's in there, just can't figure out where it is. So I'm gonna stop here, get the two Poecilotherias, and if this one actually catches the cricket, we'll put it back on film. Okay, here is where you get into a dilemma with certain types of enclosures, certain types of spiders. This is the Poecilotheria Tigrinuacelli, and as you can see right, well, you can't see right now, there it is right there on the lid. Kind of makes it difficult to open it up and feed it, so we're going to let this one settle and see if we can get it to come back down, and then I'll feed it. So in the meantime, we'll get the Poecilotheria smithi and get that one fed. So you can see down the bottom there is the spider. Put the cricket in. And we have the spider that got the cricket. We didn't see it. There we are, right there. So now we're going to run with it. Let's go hide, let's go hide. There's my little safety area right there. Okay, so two more to go. That Armenia still hasn't caught that cricket, and the Tigrinuacelli still has not come down off of the lid. So we're going to get the Orthodoctinae species Laos down and get that one fed. Alright, so I'm going to try and feed this one, and then I'll try to get you a shot of it with it open. This is a very fast spider, by the way. These little buggers are quick. The camera doesn't want to focus through that webbing. And this is a Arboreal. Ornithoctone. Now there's the, you didn't get it yet. There it is right there, spider. There's the Ornithoctone tibialis. That one is a digger. These ones here are known to dig when they're slings. So I did give it an inch of substrate in this enclosure, thinking that it would want to dig, and it hasn't. So had one sling die, one of the Serato Jars Darlingis. I kind of had a feeling that one was coming. You just kind of know when the slings just don't eat over the course of 30 days. I tried everything I could to get that one to eat. It didn't want to. I tried pre-killed prey, I tried nymphs, I tried cut up worms, I tried everything. It just didn't want to do it. This one's a pretty good eater. If the cricket goes down there, it's going to catch it. I can guarantee you that. So maybe we'll try and coax that cricket down without the sling coming out. And I don't think you're going to be able to get a really good view. It does have the cool front, different colored legs, but going through that webbing in this tram vial is pretty hard. Found a spider molted. One I knew was molting. The Encercatella olivacea molted, so we'll get that one in the film for the should be able to feed it, because the drug gets molt out. Usually when that happens, they're good to go. Let me just real quick, like, so you guys can at least, that's what the little bugger looks like. Very fast. Very fast. So that's going to conclude the Arboreal feeding video. It's a lot longer than I wanted it to be. And the terrestrial video is going to be twice as long, so we're going to have to try and do some editing. My daughter's going to do a intro video for me, and my son is doing a logo for the channel. So look forward to that, hopefully in the next month. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you all later.